Welcome back to Joel Third Podcast, and today we have another coaching hire filled. Jacksonville officially announced Doug Peterson as their head coach. And honestly, I don't think it's a bad hire. There's some other names in the candidacy that I think are better, but it's not often that you have a Super Bowl winning coach available. I mean, there's only about 6 or 7 of them left in the NFL with Sean Payton retiring. So,
Yep. hmm
although I do think Frank Reich was mostly responsible for that team's success, I do think Doug Peterson's a good hire for Jacksonville. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it is a good hire. He brings that mentality, some leadership, and he kind of brings that experience in the playoffs. Hopefully, he can kind of turn around their fortunes, especially offensively. I know a lot of it was Frank Reich with Wentz and with even Nick Foles, but maybe some of that rubs off on him as well, and he could give some mentorship and coaching to Trevor Lawrence.
And,
But I think, as you said, there were some better options out there.
and he's one of the most aggressive of play callers in the league. And I think his offensive creativity is going to be a lot better suited for this team than Darrell Bevel or Urban Meyer. I think him with Etienne and James Robinson can do some really creative things. And I think Trevor Lawrence needs somebody that's going to unlock his potential. So I really like this hire. I think it's actually, considering Jacksonville's standings and how undesirable their destination is as a coaching spot, despite Trevor Lawrence, I think this is a solid hire. Initial reports had them taking Brian Leftwich instead. We'll get into why I think they took Pearson over Leftwich, but who would you have taken in that situation if you were Jacksonville, Leftwich or Peterson?
I think I probably would have taken Leftwich. I do like what he's done in Tampa Bay, and he is a former quarterback, right?
He played 10 years in the NFL, drafted by
Yeah,
Jacksonville.
drafted by Jacksonville, so that's kind of cool to see a reunion there. But I can still, I can still see why they would hire Doug Peterson. And as you said, I totally forgot about Travis Etienne, but they still got him, Robinson. I think DJ Chark is still there.
hmm
They got Chenault as well, and they have Trevor Lawrence. So they definitely have some playmakers at the skill position, and um, I think that Leftwich might have done a bit of a better job unlocking that potential. But I think Peterson will step in and at least make more progress over whatever the hell Urban Meyer did.
Yeah, I think the reason why Leftwich was out of the running is I think with Brady retiring, that kind of puts the writing on the walls for Bruce Arians' career. He was already coming in out of retirement to the Buccaneers and was already on kind of a short notice, just kind of because the team was so good. But with Brady retiring, I think there's kind of imminent that Leftwich is going to be the heir apparent in Tampa Bay, and obviously a much more desirable situation to be in. So I think that makes sense for a number of reasons. I think he's kind of been labeled as the heir apparent there. But back to Peterson, I think his fit makes a lot of sense here. He ran a lot of RPO in Philadelphia, and I think he can do something similar with Miles Sanders with much more creative backs in Etienne and Robinson. I think that duality of a receiving back and a pounder is a really good combination they have that they can play with. And Peterson loves the run game. Kind of an interesting take from a Andy Reid disciple, but I really think that this can be a really creative offense. I think that this can be something that is built upon. I think it's a good hire. So all in all, I'm gonna give it an A minus.
Solid grade right there. Hopefully things can turn around for Jacksonville.